Recording stopped. Recording in progress.
Good morning everyone, selamat datang di IF Talk kita kali ini, 1 hour to improve your writing skill, bagaimana untuk meningkatkan kemampuan menulis kamu dalam bahasa Inggris. Senang banget untuk saya ketemu sama semuanya di sini, dan terima kasih juga karena udah datang pada pagi hari ini, juga terima kasih yang udah di waiting room, terima kasih juga untuk teman-teman yang udah pernah datang di IF Talk. Oke, jadi semuanya sekarang udah terima kasih kalau seandainya kalian udah pernah datang di IF Talk, kalian you know the drill. Untuk yang belum pernah hadir di IF Talk pada pagi hari ini, Vicky jelaskan sedikit soal rules and regulation-nya ya. Yang pertama, untuk teman-teman boleh matikan mic-nya dan boleh juga nyalakan kameranya supaya nanti sesi kita lebih interaktif. Terus kemudian yang kedua, untuk kalian yang mengalami kendala nih untuk di Zoom-nya, seperti audionya kurang jelas atau koneksi internetnya kurang stabil, bisa masuk ke YouTube kita di IF Surabaya. Oke semuanya? Dan juga yang terakhir, kalian nih nggak perlu nanti selama kita lagi webinar, kalian screenshot tuh supaya untuk nyimpen materi-materi yang akan disampaikan. Jadi kalian tinggal dengerin aja, mempelajari semua yang disampaikan, nanti di akhir acara kita akan kirim semua materinya langsung ke email kalian, dan nanti kalian bisa dapat link untuk download materinya. Oke, gitu semuanya. Untuk yang mengalami kendala juga bisa chat di kolom chat box, nanti kita akan bantu. Oke, sekarang Vicky mau sapa dulu sama Mr. Ashley. Hi Mr. Ashley, how are you today?
Hi Vicky, I'm great, good, thank you. And hello to everyone joining us today. Good morning. Hope you are doing fantastic. I'm having my morning coffee. Hope you've had your breakfast. And yes, today we're going to look at improving your writing. So some tips and tricks and ideas to help you with your writing.
Okay, so before that, sebelum itu semuanya dimulai, kan teman-teman di sini pasti juga tahu nih, aku perlu ningkatin untuk kemampuan bahasa Inggrisku di beberapa tipe. Nah, kebetulan banget yang udah hadir di sini itu bisa mendapatkan konsultasi gratis sama IF. Jadi konsultasi ini nanti akan langsung sama teacher-teacher IF seperti Mr. Ashley tadi, yang kalian bisa langsung komunikasi atau tahu, Mister, aku tuh kemampuan bahasa Inggrisnya seberapa dan aku harus melakukan apa lagi supaya aku tuh bisa punya kemampuan bahasa Inggris untuk bisa ngomong lancar nih sama bahasa Inggris kayak gitu. Oke semuanya, jadi nanti tinggal langsung aja Vicky akan sampaikan bisa hubungin kemana kalau mau konsultasi. Jangan lupa kalian notes juga bahwa kita ada konsultasi gratis dan jangan lupa untuk manfaatin fasilitas yang ada sebagai kalian peserta IF Talk pada pagi hari ini. Oke semuanya, sekarang bisa langsung aja kita mulai materinya because it's called 1 hour to improve your writing skills. We have a very tight schedule and a really good materials dan banyak banget material keren-kerennya banget untuk bisa di-share sama kalian. Let's go, Mr. Ashley. We cannot wait.
Okay, great. So, writing. Sometimes people get a bit takut of writing, yeah?
Oh.
Yeah. So,
yeah.
there are some things we can think about before we write, also when we're writing, and after we've finished to help us feel more confident that our writing is good and just get us in the position to write to our best ability, Vicky.
Okay.
So first, before we do any writing, we have to think about what it is that we're writing, yeah? So on the screen, we can see a few things. What can we see there, Vicky?
Is that email or like computer and then someone's reading a book? Ada yang baca, ada yang email juga. Oh, email atau surat ya? Okay, next.
That's right. So we've got email, a letter, maybe people writing a story, some sort of academic writing, like an essay or thesis. And of course, social media as well.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Social media.
So there are some different types of writing. And for each of these, we need to think about what we want to achieve, Vicky.
Oh, jadi teman-teman kalau seandainya mau menulis, kita harus mikirin dulu untuk apa kita nulis dan apa yang mau kita raih dengan membuat tulisan itu. Thank you, Mr. Ashley. And then?
So once we know what we're going to write, we know what the task is. The first thing we can do is some research. So during my research for today's seminar, I found a really great website called WikiHow. And on WikiHow, actually, they have lots of how-to articles for writing essays, short stories, long stories, poems. So because today is 1 hour for general, if you want some more specific information for your piece of text, try looking at WikiHow.
Okay, nice. Jadi teman-teman untuk sebelum menulis harus research dulu ya. Bisa cari di internet. Tadi Mr. Ashley bilang bahwa di WikiHow itu banyak banget informasi yang bisa kalian dapatkan untuk menulis sesuatu. Jadi bisa langsung diketik aja sesuai keywordnya. Karena kalau seandainya you do the research, kamu akan lebih matang untuk menulis selanjutnya. And then Mr. Ashley?
So also you can look at blogs, social media.
Okay.
So if you're writing something for Instagram or writing a blog on, what do we use? What's a blogging platform these days, Vicky?
Maybe Twitter?
Twitter. Oh yeah, Twitter. Okay, using Twitter or Instagram. Then yeah, if you want to post something, maybe a promotion, something about yourself, you can look at these places online first. So if you wanted maybe a beauty post,
okay,
maybe you could look at some beauty posts on Instagram, and then you have some inspiration and some ideas.
Oh, jadi kalau seandainya juga ini juga selain tulisan yang panjang, bisa juga untuk kalian publish di sosial media dan kalian bisa lihat inspirasinya di sosial media atau blog-blog lainnya nih. Kayak gitu, jadi bisa so you can observe another person's writing ya, bisa mengamati tulisan-tulisan orang lain.
That's right, yeah, to see the format, not just to copy, not to just copy the same words, but so you have an idea of the visual and how it is structured.
Okay, nice. But you will teach us.
We will also look at that as well, yes.
Okay.
Okay, so we've done some research, we know what type of writing we're doing, so now it's time to make a plan.
Okay.
So let's see. For academic writing, for example, essays, writing things in a test, doing a thesis. First thing, as a teacher, and I've spoken to other teachers, sometimes the problem is a student does not read the instructions or the question carefully. So they'll see the question, but just start typing and writing. But actually, they're not answering that specific question in the test. So always make sure you are answering that question.
Oke. Jadi kalau seandainya academic writing tadi jangan lupa untuk membaca instruksinya, terutama kalau seandainya kalian mengerjakan tes dari guru atau dari sekolah kalian, baca instruksinya karena Mr. Ashley ternyata nemu banget banyak student-studentnya itu yang langsung mengerjakan aja ketika melihat soalnya, padahal instruksinya itu berbeda. So you have to 2 kali double check ya teman-teman, jangan lupa.
Yeah, look at that question, underline the keywords, and make sure you're answering what the test is asking you to do.
Okay.
Also, it says make sure it has a coherent structure. So what does that mean? That means something that makes sense. So it goes from A to B to C to D. Not, oh, we have the ending here and then the start here and the middle. So we'll look at that together and make sure the structure makes logical sense.
Oke, jadi teman-teman kalau lihat di layar ada tulisannya coherent structure, yang artinya itu tulisan kalian harus make sense atau masuk akal. Jangan endingnya di atas, kemudian structure-nya beda lagi di bawah. Jadi itu harus menyatakan sebab akibat atau mungkin topiknya kalian bahas di selanjutnya kayak gitu. Jadi harus make logical. Jangan lupa ya.
Okay, now what if we're writing a letter or an email? So we need to think about who you are writing to. So if you're writing to your friends, maybe it can be informal, yeah? You can have casual language, it's okay. But if you're writing for a job application or university application or making a complaint, then you want to write with more formal language. So thinking about who is going to read it can really help.
Oke, menarik juga. Kalau kalian mau tulis email atau letter, juga pertimbangkan kalian mau nulis sama siapa. Contoh kalau sama teman, gunakan bahasa yang casual aja. Tapi kalau seandainya untuk melamar pekerjaan atau untuk kirim ke perusahaan atau seperti apa, kalian harus menggunakan formal language yang harus dipertimbangkan juga. Bahasa email itu seperti apa. Nice.
And also think about why you are writing that letter. Or you can think about if you received that letter, how would you feel? So if you're complaining, then it's okay. You want to make them know that you are complaining. But if you are suggesting something, then make sure you are using language which is not too strong. Yeah. So you can read it, pretend you are receiving it, and see how you feel. If you feel angry or nervous or unhappy, then maybe you don't want them to feel like that. Yeah.
Oke. Jadi juga katanya Mr. Ashley nih, keren banget. Kalau setelah kalian sudah menulis email atau letternya, kalian baca lagi seolah-olah kalian itu menerima email atau letter tersebut. Dan kalian juga ingat dengan tujuan kalian awal mengirimkan email itu. Kalau seandainya kalian memang niatnya komplain untuk memberikan informasi, ya apakah ketika kalian membaca kalian merasa oke, aku dapat poinnya apa, atau ketika kalian memberikan suggestion, seperti apa kalian baca ketika kalian menerima email itu, apakah merasa seperti, oke, aku harus memperbaiki diri. Kayak gitu. Jadi, itu tips yang keren banget. Kalian bisa baca ulang dan menempatkan diri sebagai penerima. Nice. And then?
Alright, great. So how about social media? If we're posting on a blog or Instagram or Twitter, so think about who your target audience is. Now, Vicky works in social media, so she knows about this. But who are you trying to connect with? What message do you want people to understand? So think about if you are, if we're doing English, for example, we want to use words that make it interesting for people who are interested in English. So think about who you are trying to connect with.
Jadi kalau seandainya di sosial media juga, kalian harus jelas mau ngomong sama siapa sih kalian, dan kalian itu mau menyampaikan topik yang seperti apa message-nya. Dan ketika udah memikirkan itu dengan matang, tulisan kalian nanti akan lebih tepat sasaran dan sesuai dengan apa yang audiens kalian ekspektasikan. Kayak gitu.
And finally, if we're looking at a story, before writing a story, depends, are you writing a short story? Are you writing a novel? There are lots of plans you can do before writing so that your story makes sense, it's interesting. So for making a story, I would also look online. There's lots of great tips from websites about planning your characters, your settings. So when writing a story, think about the things you want to include in your story.
Oke, nah kalau seandainya menulis cerita nih cukup menarik dan agak sedikit berbeda juga. Kalau kalian berniat untuk menulis cerita, itu ditentukan dulu mau tipe cerita yang seperti apa dan melakukan research juga. Karena cerita cukup deskriptif, jadi kalian harus mencari-cari juga research, penelitian seperti apa aja yang mau kalian include-kan, apakah temanya seperti story A atau story B, ataukah itu nanti karakternya seperti apa. Jadi harus melakukan plan yang matang, like a really good planning before you make a story, ya.
That's right, yeah. If you have the plan ready, you have your characters developed,
Yes,
then it makes it easier to write the story.
Okay.
So let's look at a structure. So for an essay, we normally have 3 main parts. Of course, it can be much longer than this. You have an introduction. So at the start, here you introduce your topic or your argument and the main ideas for your writing. You have the main body, and here, this is where you have details about that topic that you introduced at the start. And finally, a conclusion at the end, which is a summary of the things you said before. In the conclusion, you don't normally add extra information. It is more of a summary of the arguments from the previous parts. So for a job application, this would be a different structure, yeah? So here's an example, the job application letter. So using our paragraphs, having specific information. So it, you know, for a job application, you would want to have maybe information about your skills, about why you are good for that in that position. But for here, I again would research, look online for some good job templates. Template, not copying all the words, but template to give you some ideas. Social media, again, looking at some examples here, looking at keywords, who your audience is, what you're trying to express. So looking at examples online. And for a story, yeah, thinking about goals, deadlines. So you have 2 months to write your story. In week 1, I need to have the plan. Week 2, I need to have the characters. Where is your location for your story? So lots of planning before you write can be helpful to make your story good.
Oke, jadi teman-teman semuanya, tadi udah dijelasin sedikit sama Mr. Ashley soal contoh-contohnya, dan juga kalian juga bisa, ada tips and trick juga nih dari Mr. Ashley. Nanti kalian juga nggak perlu screenshot, langsung bisa dikirimkan materinya. Dan juga untuk yang social media tadi, jangan lupa untuk keywords-nya apa, audiensnya apa, seperti yang tadi kita dibahas di depan. Dan untuk yang story juga dipikirkan, dan jangan langsung target untuk langsung jadi nih untuk story-nya. Kalian bisa mikirkan untuk goal-nya apa di minggu pertama, kemudian karakternya nanti akan bisa se-develop apa di minggu kedua, kemudian bisa menentukan setting-nya juga, atau penempatannya di mana, mungkin kalian mau bikin fiksi di Inggris. Nah, itu kalian juga harus research tentang Inggris, kayak gitu contohnya. Nah, untuk teman-teman di sini semuanya, bisa ketik di kolom chat box dong, kalian terakhir kali pernah nulis writing apa sih di antara 4 ini? Coba ketik di kolom komentar, cepet aja. Miss, I've make a story before, atau kalian aku udah pernah posting di sosial media dan membuat tulisan. Kayak gitu. Kita pengen tungguin dan Mr. Ashley pengen tahu juga. Oke, sambil nunggu, bisa lanjut lagi. Next.
Okay, so we've already prepared, we have our plan, we've thought about the type of writing. Now, what can we do to make our writing interesting?
Wow.
So looking at some techniques you can use, some ideas in your writing to make it seem more interesting and more advanced. Okay, first, paragraphing. So here, this is, again, something which some students have difficulty with, yeah? So what are paragraphs? Paragraphs are like chunks, yeah? So not just lots and lots of writing. We have spaces.
Oke.
Yeah.
Jadi kayak tadi Mr. Ashley bilang, paragraf sendiri itu atau dasar dari tulisan kalian itu bukan cuma tulisan aja panjang ke bawah, tapi ada potongan-potongannya seperti yang bisa dilihat di layar. Di PPT-nya Mr. Ashley kan ada nih topic sentence-nya itu bagian atas, and then details-nya di tengah, dan ada summary-nya nih di bawah atau kesimpulan dari tulisan kalian itu tadi. Jadi kalau orang-orang baca itu langsung nyambung, oh logical ternyata, dan kalian bisa menyampaikan message yang mau kalian sampaikan itu lebih jelas kalau kalian mengikuti model seperti ini. Gitu.
So how do we make a great or a perfect paragraph? So we normally start with a topic sentence. For example here, my friend Sarah is a very kind person. So we've got our topic sentence, okay. Now we have details about why we think she's a kind person. So detailed section. And then a conclusion sentence, Sarah is the kindest person I know. So it's like a summary or conclusion of what we've just spoken to.
Okay, nice.
And normally it's only one topic within that paragraph. Now a topic sentence, what is a topic sentence? So it's a sentence which helps us as the reader guess or understand what the paragraph will be about. So here, my friend Sarah is a very kind person. As a reader, I already think, oh, this is going to talk about Sarah being kind, yeah? It's not going to talk about Sarah's house or Sarah's, job, but talking about why she is kind. So topic sentences are really important.
Oke, kata Mr. Ashley, topic sentence ini adalah yang membantu readernya kalian atau pembaca tulisan kalian itu paham ini tuh tentang apa. Jadi contohnya di sini ada my friend Sarah is very kind person. Sarah orangnya baik. Nah, berarti dia paham ketika membaca itu dia akan mendapatkan keterangan tentang kenapa sih Sarah itu baik dan Sarah itu siapa, kayak gitu. Itu makanya kalian harus belajar untuk mengolah topik sentence dengan kalimat yang baik, juga dengan to the point. Maksud dari seluruh tulisan kalian itu apa. Oke,
topic and their detail and their conclusion. Sometimes when we're reading articles or websites, they change it so paragraphs are like 1 or 2 sentences to make it look better for the reader. So this is a good idea, really good to use for academic writing and formal writing, but sometimes you might see it's different to this as well.
Oke, jadi kalau seandainya teman-teman lihat, contoh yang diberikan Mr. Ashley di sini itu paling bagus untuk academic writing karena deskriptif, jelas, dan sesuai dengan kaidah writing. Tapi kalau seandainya teman-teman mungkin menemukan di luar sana ada tulisan yang berbeda karena perlu menampilkan visual atau message yang berbeda, contoh kayak di website. Mereka perlu untuk menyesuaikan dengan SEO-nya atau perlu menyesuaikan dengan audiens itu butuh bacaan yang seperti apa, itu biasanya mereka akan memotong-motongnya atau menggantinya dengan kalimat yang lainnya, sehingga biasanya paragraf nggak sepanjang ini atau nggak ada topik sentence-nya atau nggak ada concluding sentence-nya. Jadi kalian sesuaikan aja fungsinya buat apa, dan pastikan juga kayak tadi Mr. Ashley udah bilang target audiensnya seperti apa, jadi kalian bisa nentuin nih paragraf apa yang mau kalian buat.
So using paragraphs when we're writing, really important. If you don't use it and it's just one long bit of text, for the reader it doesn't look so nice. And so using paragraphs are really important. So now let's look at something else. Let's look at pronouns. Okay, so here we have a text. Tom is a new student at our school. Tom is very intelligent and likes to play sports. Tom's favorite food is pizza, and the students made Tom a welcome card on the first day of school. Okay, that's fine. But what if we want to use a different word than Tom for maybe number 2, number 3, and number 4? So here, Tom is a new student at our school, is very intelligent. What word could we use instead of Tom, Vicky? Should we ask them? Let's see.
Okay.
Maybe you can help me ask them. So for Tom, for the second part, in the chat box.
Jadi teman-teman di sini Mr. Ashley mau ngetes nih, coba vary your language. Gimana untuk membedakan supaya kita nggak melakukan repetisi. Jadi coba lihat teks ini. Tom is a new student at our school. Nah, Tom is very intelligent itu bisa diganti kah? Tomnya diganti apa? Coba kalau seandainya yang pertama aja nih, Tom is very intelligent and likes to play sport. Kira-kira diganti apa?
I think they're all saying he. That's right, good.
Nice.
He is very intelligent and likes to play sport.
And then how about the second one?
How about the second one? Tom's favorite food. What could we change Tom's to?
Okay, wow. Can you type it?
All right, got a lot of his. Let's have a look.
His. Nice.
Good. His favorite food is pizza. And how about Tom number 4, I guess this is, and the students made a welcome card on the first day of school.
Ooh.
All right, we've got lots of him. Let's take a look. Yes. He is him. Well done, guys.
Nice.
So yeah, when we're talking about varying your language, now vary your language, what does that mean, Vicky, to vary your language?
Vary your language, like have a different diction or maybe words. Jadi, so you don't do the repetition.
That's right, yes. So using different words, so we're not using the same ones all the time.
Okay.
So being flexible, yeah.
Because the reader will get bored. Yeah.
Reader will get bored. If it's Tom blah blah blah, Tom blah blah blah, Tom blah blah blah, you know, we want some different words in there to make it interesting to read.
Okay, nice. Supaya readernya nggak bosan. Jadi kalian harus mikirin bahasa apa sih yang bisa digunakan untuk membedakan kalimat pertama dengan kalimat kedua. Kayak yang tadi dicontohkan Mr. Ashley. And then another tips.
Yeah, and actually one question from Olivia. Why do we change it to he, his, and him? Well, here, again, we said we could replace. So the others, we can say, Tom is a new student. Tom is very intelligent. That's okay. But if we want to use different words to make our writing more interesting, we can use some different pronouns here. So it's an option. You don't have to use this.
Okay, you don't have to use it. Jadi nggak harus dipakai kalau memang style writing kalian mau dibuat seperti repetisi gini. Tapi kalau seandainya mau lebih interesting atau lebih logical, itu kalian bisa menggunakan pronouns yang beda. Contohnya kayak gitu.
Yeah.
Wow, you have a whole table there.
The whole table, yeah.
Okay.
Lots of different pronouns here for different uses. Now for this, you can get it when you download the file. Is that right?
Nanti akan dikirimkan ke kalian juga, termasuk isi table ini juga. Jadi tenang aja.
Yeah, so these are just some examples. So, okay, we've got some pronouns we can use to vary our language. Next, something called conjunctive adverbials. Now, that sounds a bit difficult, but actually, they're not so difficult. So, conjunctive adverbials, we use these to connect ideas when we are speaking or writing. So let's look at some examples. So we have however. So however is similar to but. So we use these to contrast. So I am good at football, but I am bad at badminton, yeah? So if we use that with however, I'm good at football, however, I'm bad at badminton, or however, I'm not so good at badminton.
Okay.
Or here. You said the fish was as big as a house. However, it wasn't. It was only as big as my hand. So we're contrasting using however. We have therefore, which can be used instead of so. Students have more homework than they used to, so they have less time. Therefore, they have less time. So however and therefore are other ways we can say but also.
Oke, jadi ini juga ada tips dari Mr. Ashley yang namanya conjunctive adverbials. Jadi kalau seandainya kalian udah sering pakai kata-kata kayak but atau so, itu kalian bisa ganti dengan kata-kata seperti however and therefore. Nah, fungsinya juga yang tadi udah dijelaskan sama Mr. Ashley, kalau yang but atau however itu digunakan untuk contrasting ideas. Jadi kalian punya dua kalimat yang berbeda nih. Yang satunya itu bilangnya aku pinter di badminton, tapi aku buruk nih di matematika, mungkin gitu. Nah, itu kan di tengah-tengahnya pasti kalian butuh kalimat untuk menyatukan dua ideas ini. Itu bisa kalian pakai however atau but, tapi akan lebih kedengaran menarik kalau kalian pakai however. And then yang therefore juga sama. So, itu bisa kalian ganti jadi therefore untuk kalimat-kalimat yang menjelaskan sebab akibat. Jadi, kayak gitu. Okay, let's go next.
So let's look at two more. We've got we believe, which is like saying we think. So when we're presenting an argument, maybe, I believe or we believe that students should exercise more. So that's saying, that's my thought. I think students should exercise more. I believe that students should exercise more. So it's just another way of saying I think or this is my feeling. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Maybe sedikit ya, ini jadi bisa teman-teman pakai juga untuk menyampaikan opini, atau seandainya mau membuat audiens kalian itu ngerasa bahwa ini loh maksudnya dari semua yang aku tulis, jadi I believe itu bisa digunakan untuk pengganti I think. Jadi kalau misalnya kalian mau bilang, aku kira kayaknya yang merah lebih bagus daripada yang biru. Nah, kamu bisa bilang, we believe that, kayak bla bla bla, kayak gitu. Kayak contoh yang ada di sini. Dan itu slightly stronger.
Slightly stronger, yeah. So it's more of a deeper feeling, or maybe based on some evidence, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And one other, for example. So this is really important, especially when you're doing academic writing, so you can explain your ideas. So if we say, we believe the students should exercise more, that's our general opinion.
Okay.
But maybe we've got another one here. Students do less exercise than they should. Now we're going to give an example of why that is true. For example, one study showed that students only exercise for 1 hour every week.
Okay.
Or another way, let's say, I am a big fan of watching movies. For example, every week I go to the cinema 5 times, something like that. So giving a description of the previous.
Oke, jadi for example bisa kalian pakai juga nih kalau kalian mau menjelaskan opini yang tadi kalian udah sebutkan di awal, atau kata-kata topik yang kalian udah sebutkan di awal. Contoh kalian bilang nih, kayak kata Miss Ashley, aku suka banget nonton film. Contohnya, for example, I go to the movie every week. Aku datang ke bioskop setiap minggu nih, saking aku tuh sukanya sama nonton film. Jadi emang fungsinya untuk mensupport kalimat yang kalian udah keluarkan sebelumnya. Gitu.
Yeah, actually that was a bad example, so don't use that cinema one. But using for example to give a reason for the first one.
Yeah. Intinya untuk reason ya.
Yeah. Okay. So we're going to skip these ones for now. We go straight over here. Okay.
Whoa.
So we've got therefore, for example, we believe, however. So now it's your turn, guys. In the chat box. Number one. What do you think the missing word is?
Oh, coba kalian ketik. Di sebelah kanan tuh kan ada pilihannya tuh. Therefore, for example, we believe, however. Nomor 1, jawabannya apa? Coba ketik di kolom chat yuk. Number 1.
Yeah, do we think number 1 is therefore, for example, we believe, or however? Okay, a lot of people saying, for example, clothes are expensive. That's our statement. For example, a pair of socks costs $10. That's right. Number 1 will be for example. Okay.
Number 2.
Number 2. Many computer games are fun. Some are boring.
What is that? Fun.
Some
are
boring. So these are a contrast. They're not the same. So yes, however, that's right.
Nice.
However, they are contrasting. Number 3, the students enjoyed learning about different countries. They did well in their geography exams. What do you think? Okay, we've got a lot of we believe or therefore. Let's take a look. This would be therefore. So here, we're using therefore because the students were interested. That made them get a better score in their test because they studied harder. Yeah.
Oh, I will explain it a little bit ya.
Yeah.
So jadi kalau therefore atau so tadi digunakan ketika ada kalimat sebelumnya dan kalimat selanjutnya ini kalian untuk hasil dari kalimat sebelumnya. Jadi contoh ini kan student enjoy learning about different countries. Jadi student-student itu senang untuk belajar tentang negara-negara lain. Nah, jadi mereka did well in their geography exam. Makanya mereka itu ngerjain soal geografinya itu dapat nilai bagus. Jadi kayak contoh makanya kan itu sebab akibat. Itu kalian bisa pakai therefore atau so. Nah, bedanya sama yang terakhir adalah we believe. What's the difference between therefore and we believe?
We believe and therefore. So therefore, we're looking at the previous sentence and how it's connected. So this one, they enjoyed learning. Because of this, they did well in their exams. Now, we believe is giving our opinion. So here, in conclusion, we believe that English is the best subject. We're telling them our thoughts, yeah? So we believe that doing homework is very important for improving your grades. It's our opinion. Therefore, is connecting to the previous
Itu tadi bedanya.
clause.
Kalau we believe, itu lebih ke opini kalian apa, kalian mau menyampaikannya, you can use we believe. Okay, next.
Okay, I believe I can fly. Of course, that's something else, yeah? If you really do believe that, then that's up to you. But that I believe, believing in something is a different version of belief here. So like, I believe in like religion or your God, right? But here we're using we believe for our thoughts, for our opinion instead.
Jadi untuk menyampaikan feeling kalian, kalau yang we believe di sini beda lagi sama we believe in God, atau tadi yang Mr. Ashley bilang untuk mempercayai sesuatu karena eksistensi dia, atau ini adalah mempercayai bahwa opiniku itu seperti ini loh dan kalian mau sampaikan kayak gitu. It's just a different belief.
Yeah, different
word.
way. Yes, that's right. Okay. So we've looked at pronouns, looked at adverbials. Now, what about if you can't remember a word that you want to use, or you want to expand your vocabulary? So if you can't remember a word, this happens to me all the time, or especially when I was a student writing essays, like, that word, I cannot remember it. I know there is a word, but I can't remember it. We can use a thesaurus. So a thesaurus is like a dictionary. Vicky, do you know the difference between a dictionary and a thesaurus?
No.
No, okay. So a dictionary, that gives us the definition of the word.
Dictionary.
So a definition, for example, if we said a monkey, yeah? So a monkey, it would be, a monkey is maybe a primate. I wish I knew the definition for monkey, but an animal, right? A type of animal that lives in the jungle. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, a dictionary gives the meaning of all the words.
Okay.
A thesaurus gives us synonyms and antonyms. Okay.
Oh.
For example, here we've got intent, but let's use something like big. We have the word big, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
I've already used the word big. Other words for big. Okay, big. Thesaurus. Huge, large, massive.
Oh.
So they give alternative words to that word.
Oh, so that's it. Jadi teman-teman, dictionary atau kamus sama thesaurus itu beda ternyata. Jadi kalau dictionary itu memang definisi dari kalimat itu. Kalau thesaurus itu kalian bisa cari sinonim sama antonimnya dari kalimat yang kalian mau pakai, sehingga kalian nggak pakai kalimat yang itu aja. Contoh, kalian mau bilang bahwa I have a big cat. Jadi nanti kalimat selanjutnya lagi kalian nggak langsung bilang big lagi, tapi kalian bisa cari di thesaurus itu ternyata big itu sama dengan huge, or maybe like large, atau apa, kalian bisa cari di thesaurus. Jadi fungsinya emang untuk mengexpand vocabulary kalian. Very good. You can find it online too.
Yes. I normally use it online now.
Okay, online thesaurus, very handy.
Very handy. However, one caution. So this is something I did when I was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
So make sure you're using words that you know, you already understand the meaning. So in the thesaurus, you can have loads of words that have a similar meaning, but if you don't know the meaning to some of those words, it could have a different outcome. So I used to go, instead of using big, I would use humongous or something else. But actually that word had a slightly different meaning.
Okay.
So if you're using a thesaurus, that's great. But remember, use words only when you understand the actual meaning. So it's better as a guide for things you already know. Don't put random words in from a thesaurus, because it might have a completely, or not a completely different meaning, but a different version.
Different version,
Yeah.
Oke. Jadi teman-teman juga ingat untuk nggak langsung comot aja bahasa-bahasa yang ada di thesaurus itu. Oh, udah pasti nih, ternyata si big tadi punya padanan kata humongous. Nah, itu artinya bisa jadi sedikit berbeda dari apa yang kalian maksud di awal. Jadi kalau seandainya kalian nggak tahu nih artinya apa, dan belum paham ini tuh dipakainya di konteks seperti apa, cari yang kalian itu udah paham aja, supaya apa yang mau kalian sampaikan ke orang itu memang benar-benar sesuai dengan apa yang kalian rasakan ketika menulis. Jadi be aware of that ya.
Yeah. Okay. So those are some ideas to help you. Of course, there are lots more ideas, but in 1 hour, it's quite difficult to have lots of different grammar and vocabulary. Of course, writing, it's based on what you already can do. So if you have good grammar, you have good vocabulary, then you can write more clearly. If your grammar and vocabulary are quite limited or you find it difficult, of course, then writing is an expression, right? So you cannot write up here normally and have your grammar and vocabulary down here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So Vicky,
Yeah?
you've got something you'd like to say?
Oke, jadi teman-teman tadi juga Mr. Ashley udah bilang kalau seandainya kalian juga harus meningkatkan nih kemampuan bahasa Inggris kalian secara general. Karena kalau seandainya memang grammarnya kalian limited atau kemampuan bahasa Inggrisnya kalian limited, meskipun kalian mencari-cari dan nanti juga hasil writing-nya itu akan sesuai dengan kemampuan bahasa Inggris kalian. Nah, kebetulan banget sekarang ini kita juga, tadi ingat kan Vicky bilang, kita ada konsultasi gratis dari English First. Jadi kalian bisa ngobrol sama teacher-teacher kayak Mr. Ashley nih untuk tahu kemampuan bahasa Inggris kalian itu seberapa dan berapa step lagi nih yang harus kalian lakukan untuk bisa punya kemampuan bahasa Inggris yang kalian targetkan. Bisa langsung konsultasi, ini tadi bisa dilihat di layar juga, bisa WA langsung ke hotline kita di 0822 2000. Itu Vicky ingetin sekali lagi gratis, nggak dibayar apapun. Jadi kalian cuma bisa langsung konsultasi aja. Untuk teman-teman yang hadir di sini, bisa langsung WA aja. Jadi gampang banget, tinggal WA, pakai format nama, spasi usia, bisa nanti juga teman-teman dari IF akan hubungin kalian untuk menjadwalkan sesi konsultasi dengan teacher-teacher kayak Mr. Ashley. Keren banget kan? Jangan dilewatin ya. Terus habis itu juga untuk selanjutnya, kita akan ada seminar nih di 2 minggu lagi. Jadi kalau seandainya kalian udah sering ikut sama seminar IF Talks kita memang mengadakan seminar setiap 2 minggu sekali. Dan untuk yang minggu depan, 2 minggu lagi adalah temanya tanya psikolog, kiat tumbuhkan perilaku disiplin pada anak. Kalau di sini ada orang tua atau kalian di dekat kalian ada orang tua nih, bisa dipanggil juga kalau ada seminar untuk parent di 2 minggu lagi. Temanya ini bisa langsung daftar, bisa nanti kita kirimkan link untuk pendaftarannya di kolom chat box. Jadi teman-teman bisa langsung ketik aja kalau mau ikut daftar di yang seminar IF minggu depan. Juga bisa langsung nggak pakai lama, tinggal ikut aja. Terus habis itu selanjutnya juga kita ada survei. Vicky pengen denger juga semua yang ada di sini, kayak gimana sih tadi seminar kita, juga apa yang bisa kita ditingkatkan lagi nih untuk kedepannya, apa yang bisa kalian juga mungkin mau ngasih info ke kita, Kak, bikin seminar soal grammar dong, atau Kak bikin seminar soal listening section dong, contoh-contoh yang kayak gitu. Nah, kalian bisa juga sampaikan via seminar ini. Dan juga seminar ini, survei ini tadi, nanti setelah kalian mengisi akan langsung mendapatkan materi-materi yang tadi sudah disampaikan oleh Mr. Ashley. Jadi pastikan kalian catat link surveinya di bit.ly yang ada di layar, kemudian kalian isi sedikit surveinya, dan nanti kalian bisa langsung download materi-materi yang tadi disampaikan oleh Mr. Ashley. Karena kan tadi banyak banget tuh yang bisa kalian simpen, bisa kalian baca-baca lagi, ada tabel juga untuk kalian sebagai pedoman ketika penulisan, kayak gitu. Oke semuanya, senang banget. Sekarang sebelum gitu, kita lanjut sedikit ya. Ini masih ada materi sedikit lagi yang kita akan bahas sama Mr. Ashley. Habis itu kita ada Q&A session untuk yang pengen tanya-tanya sesuatu. Let's go, Mr. Ashley.
All right, no problem. Thank you, Miss Vicky. So we've done our planning. We've started writing, used some of our tips and tricks. Now, before you send your writing, we need to review and edit. So, reviewing, editing, what is that? So before you submit either your essay, your letter, your story, social media, whatever it is, it's always a good idea to read it again before you click send. Because sometimes even with WhatsApp, I'll write a message and if I don't go back, sometimes I change my mind when I'm writing and the grammar's all mixed up. So always good to read it again before you send it. If you're writing an essay, check the question. Is your text connected to that question? Is it exactly what they're asking for? You don't want... You don't want to be writing text that's connected but not exactly what the question is asking you. So make sure you're writing the correct question. 1 second, I think.
Okay, maybe I will explain it first to you.
Sure, no problem.
Jadi kita sekarang udah ada di sesi untuk gimana kalau kalian sudah selesai menulis. Jadi kalau misalnya kalian sudah selesai menulis, jangan lupa untuk mereview apa aja yang tadi sudah kalian tulis atau membaca ulang. Contoh even ketika kalian cuman kirim teks di WhatsApp aja. Jadi ketika mungkin kalian udah balas pesan temannya kalian nih, kalian ngetik cukup panjang. Terus di tengah-tengah kalian kan biasanya suka, oh ganti deh aku nggak mau jadi ngomong gini, yang lain aja. Terus udah selesai, jangan langsung dikirim, dibaca lagi di awal. Biasanya ketika kita melakukan editing di dalam tulisan kita, itu jadinya nggak begitu nyambung sama yang atasnya. Atau grammarnya berbeda nih sama yang atasnya. Yang atas mungkin kalian pakai verb 1, yang kedua jadi kalian pakai verb 2, atau things like that, hal-hal yang seperti itu bisa kalian antisipasi. Itulah fungsinya kalian review dulu ketika kalian sebelum publish sama tulisan kalian. Okay. And then, Mr. Ashley, can we continue?
Sure. So, when you're reading again, does it make logical sense? Do you have your introduction? Does that connect to this paragraph? Does it connect? So, checking it was all logical. Then thinking, some sections, is there enough information? Do I need to add more detail? Maybe some sections, oh, this is not important. Maybe we can remove this section. So yeah, editing.
Oke, jadi tadi juga selain review, udah juga diceritain sama Mr. Ashley, jangan lupa baca soalnya lagi. Nanti kalian udah bikin panjang, ternyata nggak nyambung sama pertanyaannya waktu kalian bikin essay. Kayak gitu yang kedua. Yang ketiga, logicalnya juga tadi ingat-ingat waktu kalian baca, pasti kalian ngerasa, kok tadi aku habis ngomongin A, tiba-tiba aku loncat ke C ya, padahal kan harusnya aku B dulu. Nah, itulah fungsinya review sama editing. Dan ketika kalian butuh menambahkan sesuatu atau mengurangi sesuatu, itu di situ makanya kalian nge-review supaya kalian bisa menambahkan atau mengedit lagi. Juga jangan lupa pastikan punctuation, spelling, dan grammar kalian itu correct dan konsisten. Kayak Vicky tadi bilang, kalau yang di atas pakai mungkin past tense, di bawahnya jangan tiba-tiba jadi simple present atau sesuatu yang kayak gitu. Okay?
Okay. So, there's our writing finished. Yeah, we did our planning, we've done our writing, now we've reviewed and edited. So there are some ideas to hopefully improve your writing with your current ability. Now, let's see how much you can remember.
Okay.
It's time for a quiz. Okay,
quiz
guys.
Time. I like quiz time.
Yes, quiz time. So if you go to this address, I think it will also be in the chat box. There is a short quiz. I think there are 7 questions to get a maximum score of 10. Okay, guys.
Okay.
So they are all questions based on today's seminar. So please go in and try it out with me.
Oke, coba ada link quiznya udah dikirimkan dan bisa langsung diklik aja. Jadi sambil tetap buka seminar kita, kalian juga buka satu tab lagi untuk mengerjakan kuisnya. Oke, tinggal diklik, nanti akan buka langsung ke lembar jawaban kita. Mr. Ashley di sini akan memberikan soalnya. So the question is from you.
These are all questions that I made based on today's
seminar.
Yes.
Oke, so the questions there. Jadi soal-soalnya udah ada di sana. Tapi we have an audio ya.
Oh. Well, we just have some backing music for us while you're doing that quiz.
I thought it's the audio. Oke. Jadi teman-teman bisa langsung kerjain aja soalnya, ada 7 soal, bisa dikerjain langsung sekarang berdasarkan semua yang udah kita bahas pada pagi hari ini. Jadi nanti juga kalau semuanya udah selesai, bisa langsung ketik di kolom chat box, kalian dapat skor berapa nih? Mr. Ashley pengen tahu banget dari materi yang udah disampaikan pada pagi hari ini, itu seberapa paham sih kalian? Coba nanti kalau udah selesai ketik di kolom chat box ya. You can hear the music.
Yes. So once you have finished your quiz, remember, read those questions carefully. Just like we were saying before, make sure you read the questions carefully because they ask you for different things. Yeah. And once you have finished, please enter your score in the chat box. See how many you got right out of 10. You should get a score at the end. Okay. So let's see. Yeah. Oh. We'll have our music back on. So yeah, there should be a section on planning first. Structure. things you should do, places you can find information to help you. Then there is a section on some of the varying your language.
Isn't the Zoom is supposed to end now? No, not yet. Teman-teman belum leave dulu ya. Jadi memang kalian kerjain dulu soalnya berbarengan dengan Zoom-nya. Nanti kita masih akan ada sesi pertanyaan. Pasti kalian banyak banget pertanyaan yang ditanyain kan. Personal dari kalian. Mr. Ashley, kalau aku mau bikin, tadi ada yang tanya untuk YouTube konten gimana. Nah itu bisa kalian tanyain di sini nih. Kita masih ada waktu lagi untuk tanya jawab dan pasti seru-seru banget karena itu personal dari kalian. Jadi setelah ngerjain soal ini atau bisa di side by side aja kerjainnya, kita masih akan lanjut lagi ke sesi selanjutnya. Oke? Okay? Don't leave guys. Still wanna be with you.
All right, maybe Vicky, once they've got some scores, you can let me know. So I can't go to the chat while the sound is off. So are there any scores so far, Vicky?
Oh, I think not yet.
Not yet? Okay.
Are you guys udah pada selesai belum ngerjainnya? Nah, ada beberapa yang udah 8 out of 10, and then Rahmawati Arjuna Putri is having 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10,
very
good job.
Proud of you. And then also, 10 out of 10, 10 out of 10. Nice. So many 10 out of 10. Wow.
Wow, okay, excellent.
Excellent.
Now, if you don't get 10 out of 10 or you're a bit confused about some of the questions, if you take today's survey, you will get the materials so you can look through again.
Yeah.
And you can also take that quiz again later if you want to see.
Oh, oke. Yang tadi belum sempurna nilainya masih 8 atau 7 atau 6. Dan kalian bisa kan habis ini setelah ngisi survei kalian akan dapat materialnya. Bisa dibaca-baca lagi, dipahami lagi, diingat-ingat. Atau kalian bisa lihat lagi di YouTube. Karena di YouTube akan tetap ada di situ. Kalian bisa cek tadi Mr. Ashley itu bilang apa sih, cara penjelasannya kayak apa. Itu bisa langsung kalian kerjain lagi soalnya untuk mengulang dan ngeliat masih less atau kalian udah perfect. Okay. Wow, 7 out of 10, it's okay,
good,
Kevin. Yeah. 7 out of 10 and then 9 out of 10. Nice, Salma.
Nice, all right. So maybe another 30 seconds, guys, to finish the quiz. If you don't have time, it's okay. The quiz will stay there. There is no time limit. It will be there. Well, maybe not forever, but for a bit longer. All right, guys, maybe another 10 more, and then we'll go on. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Beep.
All right, everyone. So, lots of good scores here. Yep, 8, 7, 6, 9s, 10s. Excellent. Well done, everyone.
Well done.
Yes, I got 6 out of 10, but that's okay. It is okay. That's right. So, if you want to check or try to remember, then yeah, get the materials later. Okay, everyone. So we've got a little bit of time left. So if you have any questions, please can you type something in the chat box?
Yay, question time. Come on everyone. Untuk yang tadi mesti tanya-tanya sesuatu, bisa ketik lagi di kolom chat nih. Kalian pertanyaannya apa? Buat Mr. Ashley di sini yang berhubungan sama materi kita pada pagi hari ini ya. Terus ngingetin juga sedikit, kita ada YouTube namanya IF Surabaya. Di situ kalian bisa dapet seminar-seminar kita yang sebelum-sebelumnya nih. Jadi IF Talk sebelumnya yang ngomongin tentang TOEFL, yang ngomongin tentang grammar, yang ngomongin tentang writing yang lebih basic atau yang lebih advance, kalian bisa dapat itu di YouTube kita. Jadi jangan lupa untuk subscribe supaya kalian nggak kelewatan materi-materinya yang bisa kalian gunakan untuk improve juga nih sama kemampuan bahasa Inggrisnya kalian. Selain itu, kita juga ada TikTok IF Surabaya. Nah, keren banget nih untuk di sini semuanya yang masih milenial atau Gen Z bisa langsung follow TikTok kita, IF Surabaya, namanya @IF-Surabaya. Di situ kalian bakal nemuin juga video-video singkat gimana Mr. Ashley nih contohnya, TikTok Star. Our TikTok Star here akan explain beberapa hal tentang bahasa Inggris, daily bahasa Inggris yang bisa kalian gunakan setiap hari. Jadi kalian tetap dapat terus nih setiap hari, oh pembelajaran bahasa Inggris hari ini adalah ini, jadinya semakin lama semakin bahasa Inggris kalian akan semakin berkembang. Jangan lupa untuk follow itu semua ya. Oke, udah ada question yang masuk?
There are some questions, yeah. So we've got Olivia. What is therefore? So therefore is another way of saying so. Now, how can we use that in an example? Let's say Miss Yuli, she likes K-pop, okay? Now, let's say there's a new band out. Let's call them BXS. They're a new K-pop band. Miss Yuli likes K-pop. Therefore, she will probably like the new K-pop band. So therefore is another way of saying so.
Therefore adalah cara lain untuk bilang jadi. Jadi contoh, aku suka K-pop. Jadi aku pasti suka nih kalau ada K-pop baru lagi kayak gitu. So you use therefore kayak sebab akibat. Oke, teman-teman, mention it.
Okay, we've got Davina about creative block.
Yeah.
So creative block, yeah, that can be a real problem. So some ideas how to get past that creative block. Things like brainstorming. You know what brainstorming is, Miss Vicky?
Yeah, I know what brainstorming is.
So if you are not sure, starting just to get ideas in a brainstorm without thinking exactly where they will go to help inspire you. Also, yeah, looking at other materials or places online which are trying to do something similar to what you want to give you ideas, and sometimes also just walking away for a little bit. If you have creative block, okay, just turn off. For me personally, I like to play guitar, and sometimes if I'm playing the same thing. If I go away, leave the guitar for an hour, come back. Oh, okay, I have another idea.
Okay, nice. Jadi kalau seandainya teman-teman punya creative block, yang pertama kalian bisa brainstorming. Jadi kalau seandainya kalian bingung nih dari satu topik ini, coba bikin aja topik kalimat-kalimat lainnya itu yang nggak harus berhubungan, nggak harus kalian pakai. Jadi tanpa beban aja, nulis aja. Seandainya kalian mikir tentang permen, ya udah permen mint, permen coklat, permen ini, semuanya kalian tulis, atau gigi karena nyambung sama permen. Jadi nggak harus nyambung, tapi apapun yang kalian dapat nih dari konsep si permen kayak gitu, itu jadi nanti kalian bisa mulai, oke, ya udah deh aku nulis yang tentang ini aja, nanti baru kalian pilih di situ gimana untuk melanjutkan tulisan kalian. Terus juga selain itu Mr. Ashley bilang selain juga you can do the brainstorm, you can like do the research. Nah, tadi juga bisa coba cari online, lihat-lihat lagi apa aja yang bisa, contoh inspirasi punya orang-orang, mereka itu habis ngomongin biasanya ngomongin apa sih, kalian bisa coba adaptasi dari situ. Atau seandainya udah mentok banget, mungkin kalian emang butuh refreshing sih, jadinya nggak usah dipaksa, dapat creative block, ngelakuin aja hal lain yang hobi kalian. Contoh Mr. S ini suka main gitar, mungkin kalau Miss Vicky suka lari-lari, jadinya ketika udah dapet inspirasi lagi nih, udah mulai fresh lagi, kita coba aja mulai nulis lagi, kayak gitu. Maybe it will help with your creative block. Tapi itu really good example. Maybe later, mungkin nanti kita akan bahas tentang creative block ya di TikTok. Jadi jangan lupa follow TikTok kita.
Yeah, I think we can explore that.
Okay.
Helen, how do we know which words or synonyms are correct to use? Okay, so for these, if you find a synonym in the thesaurus and you're not sure, or it's a new word to you, maybe then look at that in the dictionary or try to find sentences online using it in context. So when I said big and humongous, so the difference is humongous is like really, really big. So if I said, okay, I have a big nose, okay, sure. If I say I have a humongous nose, that means my nose is really big, and maybe I don't mean that. So look at that word or that sentence. Look at that word in context, and you can start to see what it really means.
Oke, jadi ini juga ada beberapa yang tanya soal thesaurus tadi ya. Thesaurus kalau seandainya kalian, gimana sih untuk bikin antonim atau sinonimnya itu tepat dengan apa yang mau kita sampaikan. Coba cari kalimat yang tadi kalian mau pakai itu, yang kalian nggak yakin artinya apa, tapi kok tulisannya bagus ya. Ini huge, aku mau nulis big, tapi aku mau tulis humongous aja deh, soalnya kayaknya keren gitu. Nah, kalian coba cari di Google juga nih, humongous itu biasanya dipakai di kalimat yang seperti apa. Oh, ternyata humongous pas udah kalian cari itu artinya really, really big, very big, jadi gede banget. Nah, kalau seandainya kalian mau bilang, hidung aku besar, terus kalian tulisnya I have humongous nose, itu jadinya kayak bukan maksud yang kalian mau kan. Jadi di situ coba cari konteksnya dari kata tersebut, jadi supaya kalian bisa tahu, oh cara pemakaiannya itu seperti ini. Kayak gitu ya untuk pakai thesaurusnya. Okay, next, Mr. Ashley.
Another great question from Ryan. Hello, Ryan. I want to ask, do you think it's necessary to write with fancy or advanced words or grammar to make it look good? That's a great question. So when writing essays, you don't want to use the main point is you want to express yourself clearly. Now, sometimes you might need some of those more detailed or advanced words to describe exactly what you mean. But when someone's reading it, what they want to see is clarity, so how clear it is, and they want to see, understand your meaning clearly. So using some of this advanced grammar to give detail is great, but if it's just lots of fancy words, then yeah, it's not good at all. So the main thing is to use these, use this advanced grammar and vocabulary to express your idea clearly.
Oke, jadi seperti yang Mr. Ashley bilang, yang paling penting ketika kalian menulis adalah clarity. Yang penting ketika kalian fokus kalian utama adalah gimana supaya reader bisa membaca tulisan kalian dengan jelas dan message yang kalian berusaha sampaikan itu sampai ke mereka dengan jelas. Jadi kalau kalian terlalu fokus sama good grammar atau nanti fokusnya sama fancy advanced word, tapi ternyata itu justru membuat detail dari tulisan kalian itu membingungkan, lebih baik kalian fokus lagi ke yang tadi Mr. Ashley bilang, clarity-nya. Jadi kejelasan dari topik apa yang mau kalian sampaikan itu yang paling penting.
Okay guys, so we've got a few other questions. We've got some things about IELTS as well. I think for IELTS writing, we might have to do something separate on that, yeah? So there's a few questions about IELTS writing. Maybe we can do maybe a video about that, yeah? Some IELTS tips.
Yeah, okay, nice.
Olivia's still a bit confused about therefore. I would say rewatch this. We've spoken about therefore already. It's another way of saying so. So yeah, maybe rewatch and look for some examples.
Okay.
For tips on how to speak and understand English, for that one, I would say we have some great videos already on how to improve your English. For this, you can go to your Linktree, Linktree / EF Surabaya videos. I think we'll put it in the chat box in a minute. If Farid's there, yeah. Okay.
Okay, so.
And then we have a few more parallel constructions, paraphrasing, sentence and paragraph writing analysis.
This one, the IELTS thingy.
Yeah, I think that's
drafting. Maybe like a little bit about drafting. So maybe because you don't like write not to the point.
Oh, so what is a draft? Yeah.
Yeah, the draft.
Okay, so a draft. For example, when I was making our PowerPoint today, a draft is the ideas before. So thinking, okay, at the start, I want to do something like this. Okay, maybe I'll talk about this. Okay, then I'll talk about this. Then I'll talk about that. So you've got your draft, but then it's not the final product. Those are the ideas you want to expand and explain in more detail. So a draft, or if it's your first draft, maybe you've written it and you think it's okay, then you read it again and go, oh, okay, so this section is good. This section, oh, maybe I need to delete that because it doesn't relate. So drafting is when you're getting from one stage to your final product.
Oke. Jadi memang fungsinya draft itu nggak harus langsung perfect. Jadi kalau seandainya memang kalian nulisnya masih kemana-mana, ya lanjutin aja draft itu. Lanjutin sampai semua apa yang ada di otak kalian itu keluar, soal apa yang mau kalian tulis tentang topik itu. Nanti setelah itu kan ada proses review. Jadi draft itu adalah dari satu stage ke stage selanjutnya, semakin lama semakin rapi, semakin bagus. Jadi setelah itu kalian baca, aku nggak mau deh pakai yang ini, aku yang ini aja. Jadi lebih bagus lagi kan. Jadi semakin lama itu tulisan kalian bisa langsung sempurna dengan melakukan beberapa kali drafting. Itu tadi untuk menjawab pertanyaannya Debbie. Nah ini masih banyak banget pertanyaan dan seru-seru banget. Speaking and then parallel construction, paraphrasing, and sentence. We will discuss it in like next.
Yeah, I think for that one we'll have to go into some more detail.
Yeah, itu kan harus
but that's a
detail
really
banget
good question.
Sih.
I like that question.
It's a very good question.
So let's keep that so we can go into more detail in another video.
Yeah. Nice.
So let me copy that actually and make sure I keep that, Rachel. Thank you very much, Rachel.
Thank you very much, Rachel.
Yeah.
Kita akan buat seminar writing
lots of people asking what an essay
itu.
is. An essay, maybe in Bahasa. What's an essay, Vicky?
Essay.
Oh, same thing?
Yeah.
Okay. It's the same thing, guys. An essay is an SI. So it is academic writing, normally at at school. They say, oh, okay, write an essay on why we should eat healthy food, or write an essay on, what did you write an essay on at school, Vicky? Any topics you can remember? Who younger than me, you went to school less long ago. Or maybe why Independence Day in Indonesia is so important. And then you'd write an essay based on that topic.
Okay.
Okay, Vicky. So I think our hour is about up. So is it time for us to
Yes. Oke ya, nggak kerasa udah 1 jam. Kita bersama 1 jam lebih 2 menit. Seneng banget sama teman-teman di sini. Seru banget seminarnya pada pagi hari ini. Semuanya responsif. Dan kalau dibalas di kolom chat. Jadi jangan lupa untuk follow kita supaya kalau seandainya ada seminar lagi dengan Mr. Ashley, kalian bisa selalu ikut karena nggak ketinggalan sama info-infonya. Jadi jangan lupa juga isi link survei supaya kalian bisa download materinya. Miss Vicky dan Mr. Ashley ucapkan terima kasih banyak untuk kalian yang dapat hadir pada pagi hari ini. See you in the next seminar, guys.
Yeah, guys, thank you so much for today. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you next time. For some of your other answers, please check out our Instagram page, our YouTube page, our TikTok for some more examples on how to speak better and also some answers to your writing questions. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, guys. So from me and Miss Vicky, it's time to say bye-bye. Okay.
Bye-bye.
All right, guys. Thank you. Bye, everyone. Take care.